Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're back with another review, and this is of the Athearn Ready to Roll NACC 8000 beer can tank car. So couldn't memorize it, had to read it off the box, but regardless, we're here today with the Athearn Ready to Roll car, so we're gonna go ahead and check it out. So here is the box. We're gonna go ahead, pretty standard box. You got the back here, Athearn Ready to Roll. So we've all seen this 1,000 times. So we'll go ahead and go to this part so you can see your product number, the road name, the road number, and then the actual product number. So then you can see the MSRP and the price I paid. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox it. Should be pretty standard stuff with your Athearn Ready to Roll, but regardless, so Athearn's newsletter, excuse me. We have our Athearn Ready to Roll exploded parts diagram, and then our 1-year limited warranty. So this is my first time owning one of these cars. I've seen a few of them. Friends have had it, but this is the first time I've actually picked one up. So you can see here we have the 2-piece plastic shell, and then the model's wrapped in soft plastic. So we'll go ahead and just pop that guy out. And we do have the car here. So it's a little guy, not a whole lot to it, but we'll go ahead and check it out, see how it is, and first time seeing the car, so I don't, nothing looks wrong with it. So we'll go ahead and get it on the turntable and check it out a little bit more in depth. All right, so we went ahead and we got the car on the turntable, so we're just gonna go ahead and take a little bit closer look. So we're gonna go ahead and start here on the A end. You can see here we do have grab irons on the sides and the actual sides. So you can see here, finely done grab irons, wire grab irons. We do have a plastic coupler with the double shelf. It is the McHenry coupler. So go over here, we do have an etched metal walkway, the crossover hatch, and then we do have another grab iron right here on the side. So nicely done in wire. The A end, not a whole lot going on, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. We do have another nicely done wire on the side here. So this is the UTLX one. It's a nice classic look, and this car was built in 769. So a lot of these cars are gonna be from 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and you'll start to see them kind of moved out by the 20 teens. So we'll keep moving over here. We have metal wheels, but we do not have the roller bearing trucks. That is only on the Genesis line, but we still do have the nice trucks. You can see here we have a nice ladder up top. On the actual top by the tank, we do have nicely done grab irons, and then we do have etched metal walkways. A nice end cap on the top here, and a little, I think it's a relief valve right there. But if we move over here to the B end, we do have the air cylinder. Keep creeping on, we do have a hand wheel with the brake chain. We do have some piping from the actual air reservoir to the triple valve. Looks pretty good. Not a whole lot going on here. So we still have our same stuff. We have the 2 grab irons on the actual sides, and then we do have 2 more grab irons on the ends. You can see here, all nicely done in good wire. So go over here, we do see that triple valve a little bit better, but not a whole lot going on in the car. So we'll go ahead and flip it on its side. And you can see here, we do have a little bit of extra piping. So you do see we got a nice flange detail, a little bit more piping, and then we do have the 2 lines. And so the 2 lines run actually under the car. So I'm trying to get a good view of it. And it looks like they just go to the truck joists right there. So they kind of run under the truck frames or above the trucks right there, come across, run over, and then they do the same. They just kind of end at this point right there. But nonetheless, overall pretty good car. I like it. It's the first one in my collection that's an actual beer car. So I thought these were blue box that were kind of upgraded, but I've only seen photos of the Athearn Ready to Roll, and they say new tooling on it. So not a whole lot going on in this car, but what is going on, it looks pretty good. So we went ahead and we checked the wheel gauge, and they all looked good. Can just verify real quick. You know, looks good, looks good, looks good, and looks good. So the couplers, we checked the A end and the B end, and they were both low. So not a whole big surprise there. Most of the time these Athearn cars, they don't really have a whole lot of, they are usually low. So car body's about 3.5 inches. So we'll go ahead, and we do have our scale. And we'll boot it up so it's in grams. We'll go to ounces. So magic number we're looking for is 2.75. This car is pretty light, and 2.89 ounces. So pretty good. Tick it over, 83 milliliters, 2.9, and then 83 grams. So, you know, actually it's 2.92. But not a whole lot of accuracy there, but, you know, plus or minus 0.03 ounces. But it is over the 2.75, which is good. It would be really difficult to add weight in this style of car, but we'll go ahead and get the car on a train, get some run-by shots, and I'll tell you guys of what I think and how it compares to other cars. So we'll go ahead and get on the track. All right, so now we're going to go over some of the scoring. So we're just going to throw up the rubric, show you guys what we're basing it off of. This car's MSRP is $34.98, so that does fall into the top end of the average category. So we're going to be looking for features that the average freight car would have if you're about to spend, you know, $20 to $35. So overall, the packaging is good, pretty standard, so full points. The accuracy is a little bit difficult for this car. There's not a lot of photos of these cars, actually. There's a lot of photos of models of these cars, but the few photos I found for my UTLX car, it's not accurate at all. It's a different body style. A lot of different details are missing, so kind of give them the benefit on the doubt on that one. The other car I found was a Staley car for the AESX car, and that one also had a few issues. So overall, it's a little bit difficult in these cars, especially if Athearn's kind of just pulling to try and find cars to fill a run. So I'm going to take a few points away on that. The paint category, you know, very nicely done. Couldn't find any voids or, you know, divots or anything, so full points on that. For a $35 car, this is probably not good enough detail, but for your average freight car, I think it's fine. There's still, you got some brass wire, other detail parts on the underside that are added. Would have liked to seen air hose lines or maybe a coupler or cut lever, just because it's kind of at that top end, but I'm not going to charge them too much for that. We're not going to charge them any points for this category just because overall, you know, it's your average car. You're not really looking for those. So, you know, full points on the details, a little bit difficult to do, but it's borderline. So couplers and trucks, both the couplers on both sides were low, so, you know, take a few points away for each of those. So I think the trucks were fine, wheels were engaged, but, you know, low couplers. They do have the plastic couplers, but your average freight car will probably have plastic couplers. They are the scale heads with the double shelf, so I thought those were decent. Operationally, you know, it's a little underweight, especially for a car this size that, you know, it's a light car. I felt that, you know, it should have been a little bit more to add weight. And actually, to add weight to this car is going to be extremely difficult. So I went ahead and took a few points away just for the operation. You're going to be expecting to maybe have some issues with this car. So the value of this car, you know, it's a top-end average freight car. It's pretty expensive for, you know, your size. And the details are fine, but I just thought it was a little expensive. So I probably won't purchase very many of these for your full MSRP, and for the price I paid for it, I still didn't even, you know, it was pretty hard to shell out. So I took a few points away from that. And then Miscellaneous, you know, it's an okay car. I don't really like it, so I just took a point away just for kind of all the inaccuracies. The details all right, the couplers are low, and I thought the value was a little bit overdone. So overall, that's a score of 87, which is a B+ on a report card. So, you know, overall, it's a pretty decent car, but there's a few issues for it. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the conclusions, and then we'll do some run-by shots. All right, so just some final thoughts I wanted to leave you with this. You know, it's your average freight car. It's pretty decent. It's a small car. If you're modeling anywhere between like the late 60s to the mid 90s, you would probably expect this car somewhere. Just for like a corn syrup or like a a heavy oil of some sort. So you might want to pick a few of these up if that's your modeling year. If you're doing more super modern, you're not going to see a whole lot of these. The latest photo I found was 2007. And the number of photos I found for these cars was, less than 10. So that's just kind of what I thought. So overall, I would probably maybe buy one or two more. I would definitely try and, not pay MSRP, and I would try and find lower than what I paid. So overall, it's an okay car. I thought it did all right. So it placed 4th out of 6 for this the cars I reviewed this year. So we'll see where it ends up. I think it scored a lot better than what I thought it should have, but that's all speculation. But tell me what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we will see you next time.